Are your excuses valid, or are they only valid to you? Now, when I used to work as a shelf stacker, one of the things that used to keep me going on a 10-hour shift at night was listening to podcasts. Now, I used to listen to a lot of Kevin Smith podcasts. I used to listen to a lot of conspiracy and paranormal podcasts. Those things used to, keep me well entertained in my 10-hour shift. Now, I used to listen to Kevin Smith talking on his podcast, and the odd time he would remark saying, anybody could do what I'm doing here. Anybody could just gather a couple of friends around a desk, put up a microphone, record a couple of conversations and put it out there, and you can entertain people, as easily as that. Now, from where I was a shelf stacker, looking over to where he was, I had a ton of valid reasons why I couldn't do what he was doing. I didn't have the equipment. I wouldn't know what to talk about. Listening to my own voice back on recording, could anybody actually want to listen to that on a regular basis? And I was slowly taking those valid excuses or those valid reasons in my head, and I was simply just taking them like bricks. I was stacking them up one on top of the other, and I was building a wall between where I was to where I wanted to go with this huge this wall of valid reasons. But in fact, they were only really excuses. Now, as you can probably tell if you are listening to this podcast episode, I did get over that wall. I did break through it eventually. Eventually I wised up to myself and I said I would give it a go. Maybe you're like that too. Maybe you have a dream that you'd like to be somewhere. Maybe you would like a huge following on YouTube. Maybe you would like to have a huge popular blog. Maybe you would like to be some kind of influencer on social media, on Instagram or something like that. And maybe there is somebody who you admire and you would like to be like. But from where you are to where they are, it seems like it is just light years away. And there are a lot of valid reasons. I'm putting that in inverted commas if you can't see the video. But you have a lot of valid reasons of why you can't get there. Again, you're probably throwing ones out like you are too busy, you're too old, you don't have the equipment, you don't have the money, all those different things, and you're stacking them up as valid reasons. And unfortunately, some people will go from the cradle to the grave, and when they reach at that grave, they'll actually have a huge box of valid reasons why they didn't follow the things that they wanted to do in their life. And sometimes they will hold onto it so tight, it's almost like it's a prized possession that you can't actually peel their fingers off, because they need to look back on their life and they need to say, well, this is the reason why I didn't become wealthy. This is the reason why I didn't, get married. This is the reason why I didn't become a writer or a blogger. All those different reasons, and they will, hold on to them with a death grip. They will fight you for them, because in their mind, those valid reasons are as concrete to them as, if you imagine, like their name and date of birth on a birth certificate or a driver license. That is as set in stone as that. Where in fact, outside you, that is completely different. That is not the reality for other people. Now, there are people who are right now doing things that you dream of doing with less experience, less money, less knowledge, and maybe less connections, but they are doing what you are doing now. And the reason they are doing it is because they haven't got a wall of valid reasons or excuses of why they can't get to where they want to be. Now again, we all use those excuses. I used them for the longest time. It took me the longest time to get the courage up to record myself on video, to write, to become a podcaster, all those different things, because I had these valid reasons, and I would have gladly taken those valid reasons to the grave with me. If somebody did explain to me, maybe St. Paul or St. Peter or whatever one of these saints came down to me as I was maybe being judged, I could put my hand up and I could say, I have a long list of valid reasons why I couldn't do any of those things in my lifetime. But you and I know that those were only things that existed in my mind. They were obstacles that I was purposely putting in my own way to stop me doing what I wanted to do. So I want you to think about what you'd like to do with your life. Maybe you would dream of being a writer, blogger, YouTuber, somebody with a huge following, speaker, whatever it is. But you are probably building up a huge wall in front of you of valid reasons why you can't be there. So I want you to think about that for a moment. I want you to think about excuse me, I want you to think about, are those really valid reasons, or are they just valid to me? You know, are there people doing what I would dream of doing with less experience, less money and less knowledge? Or am I putting these valid reasons up on a huge pedestal? Am I holding on to them so tight that if at the end of my life, you know, if somebody did ask me why didn't I follow my dreams, I can hold those up and I can say those are genuine reasons why I couldn't do the thing that I want to do. And I want to give you some thought to that, because as I said, we do all fall into that trap. We build huge walls up in front of us saying we can't do different things because of all these reasons. So if you are holding yourself back, maybe it's time to start unbricking that wall, taking it down brick by brick and going after what it is that you want to go after. Now, if you'd like to know more about these podcast episodes, or if you'd like to know more about me or what I do, you're very welcome to do a search on Google or iTunes or whatever for Writecome. That's WRITECOME.com, and you'll find my content all over the web. Now, if you come over to the Writecome site right now at the moment, I have a great free report which is going to show you how to go from words to wealth. And in that free report, I'm going to show you 10 ways you can make money with your keyboard. Now, you don't even need to be a great writer. So if you have a valid reason in your head thinking to yourself, well, I'm not a great writer, I couldn't make money with that report, I'm here to tell you that you can. So if you want to challenge me, go over to Writecome now, download the free report, give it a go and let me know how you get on with it. So as always, it's starting to rain here, I better get moving. As always, thanks for sharing your time again today. Take care and have a great day. Bye bye.